And we're live. Welcome to the Sunday Fun Day stream. I don't know how fun it's going to be today, because this was one of these Sundays about where I was thinking, what am I doing? Do I really want to code an hour live today? But I'm just going to do it like I've said I'm going to do it. Do that practice, as Seth Godin calls it. And I know that by the end of the stream that I will be uplifted and hopefully we have all learned something. But if you want to see a more high energy stream, I would go check out the POW birthday stream from Monday. That was a fun one, if not a very chaotic one, but no coding. Anyway, welcome to anyone who is here. I hope you are doing well and that you woke up a little more energized and positive than I did. It's been a long week. So, and I'm a little, last time I said, hey, I've done lots of these things that we're doing on stream before. I have set up Husky and ESLint and Prettier and all those things before. So this should be like a sure win. But did we manage to do it 2 weeks ago? No, we did not. So I'm feeling a little discouraged, but we're going to try again to automate some of that manual grunt work. Or I guess not manual, we're going to make it less manual. Things are beeping around me. It's my headphones telling me they're out of battery. So let's just get these away. There we go. Let's have a look at the common. Sorry about that, never a quiet person. Never have been, never will be, I think. So you're going to get to see me scramble around today. I'm going to show you all of what I'm doing because we need to clean up. I think I installed Yarn 2 after the stream 2 weeks ago to try to make this work. And I didn't make Yarn 2 work, so we need to clean that up. And I think we're just going to move on over to npm workspaces now that, or move over to npm again, now that npm has workspaces. There's no real need for me with Yarn. I never, it wasn't like a super big decisions for me to use Yarn other than being able to have different workspaces. And I think npm has that now. So maybe we'll just move on over to that. So the goal for this work actually is to, of course, automate the boring work, the grunt work of having to maintain an open source plugin like my Gatsby Fathom plugin that we're going to do this work on. But there is a sneaky, more long-term goal, and that is that I want to make kind of like a Gatsby plugin starter that has all of this baked in, all of that like grunt work automated, has prompts for where you can add things in the Gatsby API so that you know like what API points to use for your use case and stuff like that. And I want to open source that. So this is kind of me making sure I do the work because, I mean, this work isn't glamorous, getting the grunt work automated. But if I can make it automated, then I have a starting point for all of my future plugins, and hopefully other people will have a starting point for their plugins. So that's kind of like the bigger goal. If it was only this plugin, I would probably just manually do the grunt work, but it's not. So let's jump into it and see if we can make it work today. If any of you have any, experience with npm or Yarn or any of these things, feel free to jump in with suggestions in the chat. And so that I don't have to look over here all the time, I am going to open up an iPad here so I can see your comments without having to kind of look away. So we'll see, get that going. So as you can see, I had a plan. Well, no, there's no battery on that one. So I'm going to charge the battery and then turn it on later in the stream, I guess. So as always, I had some plans to actually like look into this yesterday to be more prepared. But you know what I did yesterday? I feel like the opposite of tech. I mended Lillian's, Lillian's favorite unicorn pants. So that's our intern. So I mended her pants with a technique that is called darning. Thank you, YouTube, for like telling me, oh, can you see it? Well, so I used gold thread and I darned my intern / daughter's favorite tights, niece, important work. So I did that instead of looking into this stuff. So then we'll be, as usual, completely unprepared and figure it out together with you. And I just had to show that on stream because I'm super proud. I darned. Anyway. I also feel like super hip, but trendy because like visible mending is a trend. So I'm going to have some coffee and let's fire up the browser, share our screen, and hope this stream gets us anywhere. Okay. So let's just share the full screen. So that, oh, we are also wrong brand. Take this away. There we go. Ray codes. Okay. So that's an image of me in Asbury Park in New Jersey years and years ago. So let's fire up another browser window and let's see where we left this. And there, I did not open up a new browser window. I closed your browser window. I am not feeling my most focused today, so hopefully you'll forgive me. So I think what we did was that we looked at Nickety Online's Nickety. He's like on Dev 2, the best dev. Is that what he calls him? Let's go check Twitter. So I guess I should probably have some better like bookmark system, and I try to, but then I keep forgetting my bookmarking system. So I usually just like end up Googling stuff again. So I am a developer. This is the one. And he has one that's like stuff I always set up for front-end work. Do a little stuff, not duff, stuff. There we go. So I think my problem last time was I tried to do too much at once. You should take baby steps. So we're just going to do like tiny little steps today, and hopefully that will get us all the way. Get my comments back. Okay. And then we need to fire up code. And I guess it's the Gatsby plugin Fathom we were working on. And I think we will just have to create another branch. Like, let's get back to git checkout, I think main I am using here. Yes. Git pull. I can't even spell. So I think maybe I should change it to a better color. I like this very much, this color, but I don't know if it's a good enough contrast for a stream. So let me know if I should change this to more contrasting theme. And then how is my hair? Ooh, got to be a little vain. Okay, looking good. Okay, so we're back on main, and let's just do another git checkout. I can't even spell today. Checkout grunt work again. We need to create a branch. There we go. So I guess first things first is that I know I messed up yarn. So let's skip yarn and do npm workspaces. So let's go and have a little Google on that. If it's the same kind of setup as yarn. I think they kind of had taken the approach that yarn had in their package file. So let's have just have a look to see if it's the same, and then test run this if we can make it work with Yarn. So no, work with NPM. So the thing about workspaces is that I can then have my example full Gatsby site here in the example folder, and then I'll have the actual plugin in this Gatsby plugin folder. And then I say here that I have 2 workspaces, one for each. And when I then, in our example, if you look at the package here, it is using this plugin. But what happens is that instead of pulling it from the directory, it will actually pull it from that other workspace, so that I always get the latest kind of plugin that I'm working on locally and not getting the one that I have published to the NPM registry. So that's the reason behind wanting these workspaces.
Knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Yes.
Do you want some more coffee?
You have to be closer to me, honey.
Do you want some more coffee?
Yes, I do, and I want it warm.
Yes.
Yes.
Coffee.
So actually earlier today, so Ula is the coffee master here, and when I stream, he is asked to be in the attic together with the intern so that I can concentrate, which he did not do on Monday's stream, as Snooty knows. But anyway, so earlier today when there was no more coffee, I thought maybe we should make this little like thing that lights up by his desk, so I can like push a button and be like, there's no more coffee, and then there will be lights going up upstairs, but we'll see.
I am the coffee master. Do they hear me?
I think they hear you. Yeah, they hear you. There, now we have a bigger one.
I am the coffee master, and Lillian is the coffee apprentice.
Yes.
So when the light goes off, we're going to jump into the cave, the coffee cave, put on our coffee suits, and then we're going to slide down the coffee bowl and make coffee. Okay.
Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, so I think the difference between a newbie developer, front-end developer, and a more experienced front-end developer is that us who are a little bit more experienced, if problems arise, we will always delete the node modules folder and install everything again. So let's get back here. I'm gonna bump up the appearance a little bit, zoom in so that you can hopefully see better. Yes, so that is why we want a workspace approach when we create our plugins, because then we can have the example site and the plugin in the same repository. I find that makes it a lot easier than doing like symbolic links or something like that. So that's why I want this workspace structure. It's worked for me very well. After the stream last 2 weeks ago, I just kind of started messing too much, and I saw that Yarn had upgraded to Yarn 2. I tried to like follow that tutorial. Everything just broke down. So we're moving back to the NPM approach now that they have workspace support. I did read that it's still like less features than Yarn, but I think also if I want to make this into a starter for anyone to use, it could be good. Let's do this. It could be good to keep with NPM so that people will not have to learn, Yarn and Gatsby plugins at the same time. So I think it makes sense. I'm just gonna roll with that, and we'll see how far we get, or how far we go. So I'm just gonna keep that small while we do some Googling. Oh, it's in the middle of my face. What should I? There we go. I have to like figure this out soon. NPM workspaces. So yeah, let's make you that big again. So it does look like there's workspace support. Let's zoom in on this as well. Workspaces actually defined via the workspaces property of the package file. Given the above package JSON example living at current working directory dot that contains a folder name, workspace A that disposes of a package JSON inside it. workspace A. I'm going to send previous instructor. Yes, it looks like it's exactly the same. Possible to consume any defined workspace by its declared package JSON name. Continuing from the example above, let's also create a Node.js script that will require, okay, and running. It will then use, yes, it looks like it's pretty much the same as far as I can tell right now. Dot. And then the problem is, so what version of npm is this? Current release 7. So let's go and see what workspace, what version we have of npm. So we have 6. So that means I need to upgrade npm. Oh boy. Oh boy. About npm. Update, getting started. Let's just do getting started. Nope. Seriously, I just want to copy the update. Do you think it's just npm update, upgrade, update? Now upgrade would be the packages. Help. Is there a help?
Coffee.
Thank you.
Coffee.
Thank you. There we go. Oh, that I needed that. Some good warm coffee. Okay, let's see. Command help. Update, upgrade. I guess I need to like global update it. Why are these things right? I just want it to be like upgrade, update, update. Oh, we're just going to Google it because I never remember anything. Update, upgrade, npm. Yes. Yeah, this is when I said I guess I need Ola here for some sound effects when npm stuff is installing, like we are good. Npm version 7. So let's delete the yarn luck because we cannot have both yarn lux and npm lux in the same repository. And then we'll do npm install. And then hopefully everything will work, even though we've changed it over to npm. And again, so how was the stream yesterday, Snooty? I didn't get to catch it because I was darning. I want fiber so bad. I want fiber internet. I want fiber internet. So the plan is to make these kind of Gatsby plugin videos all through March, and then in April we'll be back doing POW streams on Sundays, and there will be some bigger leaps, I think, between the streams, because I have set aside April for POW work, and then, or I guess April, May, June for POW work. I might also do some Gatsby plugin work in between, but there will be lots of things happening with POW. And the first video on the 4th of April will be on user list, which is kind of funny because I use user base as the backend for POW. And now I'm looking into the email or like automated messaging for users, and that's called user list. So I'm going to check that out on the April 4th to see if that is something that will work well with POW, because now they have kind of privacy supported track or no tracking in there. I'm able to turn off tracking. So as some of the people on this stream know, I've been using ConvertKit, and it's not really made for kind of SaaS messaging. It's more of a newsletter system, and I kind of like, I don't know, broke it into what I needed it to be. But then user base came back on my mind, and I think maybe I'll upgrade to those. And I don't think it will be a big upgrade because I will only have to change out the ConvertKit parts in my serverless functions. So hopefully that will not be like a super big deal if I decide to go for them. Yeah. But some other people had. So Snooty are saying they had some bad internet on their stream yesterday as well. Maybe it's a Norway thing. Maybe the internet is just not behaving. Okay, we are good. So then let's see if our GitHub, or not our GitHub, our Gatsby example site will run, and everything will run with this workspace setup. So I'm gonna just change directory into the example. And I don't know exactly how to see if so we want to see that we're using this plugin. So we're going to do some changes to that plugin. So in the SSSR file, let's just add Fathom script again. And then let's see if this is the one we're getting when we run our example site, or if we're getting the one from the npm registry. So we are in the example file. And if I remember correctly, our script is develop. So npm run develop. So what we are looking for now is that we are seeing that change, so that we're actually getting the code from our plugin folder, and not the plugin that is deployed to the npm registry. That's what we're trying to resolve that is happening now. And if so, our change to npm workspaces has worked. If not, then I guess I'm going to spend the rest of this stream figuring out how to do npm workspaces and not even get to Husky or ESLint or any of that stuff. And maybe I need another like a build soundtrack, so it can't be the same as the npm one. What would the build soundtrack be then? Like do. No, it's the same one. The only one I can do is like dun 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 dun. Oh, I am happy to have you people here. So this is just the Gatsby kind of starter site. I haven't done anything to it, but just let's inspect to see if we are getting that new Fathom thing. Where am I? There. So, the key doesn't even show up, of course, because that's a React thing. So we'll have to do script again. And this one will not then reload because it does not look at the example or the plugin Fathom for changes. So I guess we have to do a develop again. That's probably something I should look into how to do for the, if I'm going to make a starter on this, I should probably make it, if I could extend the Gatsby develop script in some way so that it will actually also have a look at changes to these plugin folders instead of just changes to its own code to do kind of a rebuild. But let's see then if we see some changes. And if not, I'm just going to give up on this stream because head. Fathom, where are you, Fathom? No, so it's not. It's just doing script.js. So it's not showing us that again. So it's not using ours. It's using the one from the npm registry. So I'll have to go back to the workspace documentation. Get workspace. workspace. Let's just search again then, workspaces. Okay. Much more streamlined workflow handling link packages from the local file system. Given the package example living at the current working directory dot that contains a folder of workspace, yes, we'll get symlink to the node module folder of the current working directory below as supposed. So is it not updating? Do I then have to npm install every time? Require the workspace A example, yes. Require workspace A. When running it, supervisors also need to publish these nested workspaces to be consumed elsewhere. So do I need to do another npm install before I do? Does that symlink need to be set up again? No, that sounds weird. That sounds weird. Could it be because I am here in my package file saying that I want this version specifically? Maybe I need to let them know that I'll use any version. I don't know if there's enough information. I would love to see here if they could have shown me the workspace, like what does the package look like for this other workspace. So let's see if somebody else have written anything. This is versus yarn. See if we can see some of the differences between these things. Let's zoom in, see what this person is saying. Okay. Yes, we've done that. Monorepo. So this is called monorepo. I can't do this. Monorepo. Sounds better in Norwegian. When you have several packages or several projects within one repository. So yeah, workspaces. Still no example of how to actually use. Oh, here's a workspace demo. Let's look at that. So here are the packages. Package A, no dependencies. Package B, let's look at that. So package A, so it's still, yeah, it's giving a dependency and it's then using that package. So let's see what version we have in our package JSON here. Oh, so this is version 004 and I'm asking for 001. Maybe that's the problem. So let's go back to our example. And then I think we can just do this and it will give us the latest, won't it? npm dependencies use latest. I think one of my goals this year is to like get really good at the nitty-gritty of these things, actually know what's happening instead of just making do, because I keep running into problems and I think having a better understanding would actually be beneficial, right? Dependencies. Let's have a look at these. Version. Yeah, matches any version. Yes, I was right there. It's actually a star. And we've done npm install. And we should probably do it in our root folder. Hello, Paul. Get over on YouTube. That is where the good conversation is happening. You click the little link above the video in this tweet. And by the way, Paul, you probably are better on npm workspaces and stuff than me, so please feel free to chime in. We are trying to get npm workspaces to work. Oh, we should probably also, this is a problem on stream. I forget to save. So that might have been the reason we didn't see this again, because I hadn't saved it, people. This is. Okay, gotcha. Watch it on the phone and be amazed at how bad I am at stuff today. Okay, let's go over to our example Gatsby site and see if we now are getting the changes from our local plugin instead of the plugin that is deployed to the npm registry. Do you think we're going to make it? Do you think it's going to work? And hopefully, Paul, maybe you would help me with my idea of creating like a plugin, Gatsby plugin starter to make all of this easier for other people. And we've built. And we have built. Do I still have it open? No. Localhost. And inspect. Oh, this is tiny for you. I don't know how to, can I zoom in on the inspect? Well, it's just going to be tiny for you. Let's have a look. Where's my Fathom script? It's still the freaking Fathom script from the npm registry. How do I get the npm? How do I get the package from the other workspace? Because it does not say again here. So this is my example site. Paul is saying that the Gatsby CLI might be helpful. Yeah, but do they have a plugin starter thing in the CLI? That might be interesting. I'm going to check that out after the stream, but I'm now going to see why. So I think you use, Paul, you use Yarn for your plugin as I'm doing with my other plugin, but now I'm trying to use npm workspaces and I'm trying to get the Gatsby site to use the code from the local plugin and not the one that's deployed. So we'll have to figure that out. How to consume a workspace package. Yes, I do have the Gatsby plugin Fathom, the example. Yes. Okay. And then, oh, these are all wrong, of course, because I'm not using those yet. But how am I going to consume the local plugin from my package here? I've tried to say I just want it like this. Consume. How to consume package from workspace. Space, not npm. There we go. Maybe this one. No, I like this one. Workspace example. Oh, do I have to put in packages? With valid package JSON files at the configured locations and create a list of packages that will be treated as workspaces. npm install now installs dependencies across. I don't. So Paul is asking, I don't know. I don't know. The problem now is that I'm not getting the local package. I'm getting the package from the registry, and I'm trying to figure out why. Let's go back to our workspaces documentation. No, they're just saying this. How could I then? We'll get symlinked. Maybe it's the age old, since it's already downloaded. The plugins, the node modules has the old one and not the symlinked one. Could that be the problem? I'm telling y'all, this stream, Paul says he's going to help another time. Yeah, this is not going to be one of my most Googled streams, I tell you that, because I am just muddling about here. But that's why I do these streams, because this work I would just have not done if it weren't for the streams. So trying to think. This example package dependencies, it's dependent on this. I've said it can use any version. I have it here as its own folder. I've said that the workspaces are, what just happened here now? Packages, oh, there's something weird here in the package lock, packages, workspaces. Maybe there's maybe I have to do something for the packages. Okay, well, and then in our packages folder, we have the workspaces, but maybe we need to say that the Gatsby plugin Fathom is a package in some way and not a workspace. Thank you. Thank you. So, npm. Okay, let's see. npm local packages, monorepo. So I need something that's for this version. We're not using learn now, which is another one. Simplify. There we go. Hopefully. Button in my app. Let's set up package JSON. Root folder, yes, yes. I am prefixing all package names so that they will be distinct from the official npm registry. Nice, that's what I'm doing. Root folders, package JSON to set up. The new workspace property lets npm know that I want to track any packages inside common folder and automatically symlink them in the root's node modules when I run npm install. From now on, whenever I react up. So can I not specify them specifically? Do I have to use this kind of approach? It feels weird. In Yarn, it would look like below, but we don't need any dependencies. I'll just go to your app.js file. So I should not install it. I should not have it be in the package file. Is that what they're saying? So in my example here, I should delete this then. That just feels weird. No, that can't be right. Workspace is properly defined in the app one, when defined in the monorepos package JSON workspaces. Only the modules that will be exported need to be there. So I don't really need example in there. Huh. Add your library. In your developer, with npm, we don't need to add any dependencies at all. Just go to your app and add it below. Okay, so let's try to remove. That might be our problem, that I've already installed it. So let's go to example and then npm. Is it remove? It's remove in Yarn. Remove. I think maybe it's uninstall and uninstall. This stream, like, show this to somebody wanting to get into the industry and they'll be like, no, I'm not. This doesn't look like fun. I'm just like trying to piece together this. How hard can it be? Oh, well. Oh, well. We have another 15 minutes. Maybe we managed to do some npm workspaces, and this stream will be renamed npm workspaces, but oh. So I'm really looking forward. I think it's like 2 weeks to Easter. Is there? It's like we're halfway through March. So I'm like kind of in the weekdays, I'm kind of head down to doing client work. So I'm really looking forward to that time after Easter when I can like spend my time full time on my own projects, you know, POW and probably also these plugins. But then I will have more time to figure this out and not try to like, you know, get it done in an hour. So I've removed it now. And let's try and build again and see if this thing work. And what the article also told me is that I don't really need this example to be in the workspaces because it's not going to be published, if I understood it correctly. But why is nothing working now? Let's just leave it in there to see if that works. Okay, we are back. No, let's do another npm install just to make sure that everything, that it now kind of creates, hopefully, that local package. Well, maybe recommend that he look at some of the other streams. Or, I mean, these streams can also be very good for people's kind of imposter syndrome. I don't really have that anymore after streaming or after all these years. I know it's a common thing and I probably had it, and it comes and goes, but I am sure that my streams will be good if people think they have to be some kind of like superhero to be a developer, because I mean, we're just people. I'm darning holes. Gonna show this again, Paul. You didn't see it. What I did yesterday, being almost a housewife that I am. Not a housewife, but I darned. Look at that, Paul. I darned my daughter's niece. So, you know, I'm not one of those 10x unicorn developers. I just darn unicorn pants. Anyhow. So, okay, I'm gonna get the screen back, and we are now gonna go and see if we have hooked up the, if we have managed to hook up our local plugin. But the problem with this approach, though, is usually I also use the example Gatsby site. I build that on Netlify as the example for my plugin. So with Yarn, since I had that dependency in the package folder, as soon as it goes up to Netlify, it actually builds, I think, with the external. No, it builds with the local one. Yeah, as long as this still builds on Netlify, I'll be happy, because I don't want to maintain a separate repository with the example site that gets deployed. No, we'll see how that works. I feel like this is a blog post in the making. And let's expect, and let's see if we have, oh my God, script.js, again, we did it. We have managed to do npm workspaces today. We had to remove the dependency. I don't know if I really like that. Let's clean this up and then push it to Netlify, because I think, have I set this up on Netlify to see if we can actually get that example repo to build? Might not do that today if it's not already set up. I don't really remember how I set that up, but yes, we did it. So to summarize, what we have done is that we have moved from Yarn workspaces to npm workspaces, and it didn't work until I deleted the dependency on my plugin in the example site. So here we had the dependency on my plugin, but it was then fetching it from the npm registry. It was not fetching it, the code, from the local plugin that I have in a folder here. But after deleting the dependency, it is now pulling in the package from this local folder, or the local code, or local package, whatever we want to call it. So that is working. What I don't like about that is that it's not like specifically saying here that it has that dependency. It's very much implied. So I'll have to look into if there is a way to still have that dependency explicitly stated in the example folders packet, or in the example Gatsby sides package dependencies, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I don't like this kind of like implicit that it's there, but it's not there. But it might be the way that it has to be done with workspaces. But I did find some examples where they actually, like, they wrote the dependency into this dependency tree. If we go back to, I think, this npm workspace demo, he actually says dependency package A, and that package is here in the is this package. So it might just have been because I did that install with Yarn. It kind of overwrote the change. So let's do some cleanup and then see if we can add that kind of dependency back, and then we're up for the hour. But I actually, one step, tiny baby steps. We have one step ahead. So that makes me happy. Cheers. Okay. Let me have a look. So we need to, might have been this yarn lock that was the problem also. So let's delete all these yarn locks. Is there any more yarn? Let's do search for yarn. Yeah, so we only package lock. Package lock has yarn. I don't know what this means. Yeah, so we're looking good. Let's do the npm install again. So maybe what we just should do is just clean out all of these npm modules. We're not doing that now because that will take forever to install again. So let's commit these changes. Move from yarn to npm. Oh, we don't want to undo last commit, because we don't really want to commit our change that we made just to make sure that a change had happened. So let's not do that. Let's commit that then. Okay. And we can push that, so at least we have something to show for ourselves from this stream. And then we need to change up the scripts that we do have in a root plugin. So here I do develop, I do yarn workspace example develop, and then for testing, I test the actual plugin. So for this example one, I just want to see, I want to see my example repo. And then for the test, I test the tests that I have in the in the Gatsby Plugin Fathom test. And then I copy, actually, I have a README thing where I copy the README from the plugin to the root. Otherwise, it's not the one that gets published on the NPM registry. And then I do bump yarn workspaces, that's a script to bump the version of the plugin. So all of these then need to be NPM scripts instead. So with yarn, I could do yarn workspace example, and then it actually runs the develop script of that's found in the package in the example project or workspace or folder. And the same thing here, it actually runs the test in the test script in the package JSON of the Gatsby plugin Fathom folder. So we'll have to see how to do that with npm. I don't think they have such a nice way of doing it. So if we go and look at this workspace demo, I don't know if he has example of that. No. So how to run script in workspace npm. So let's see, I want to run script from workspace package JSON using the same code files as the root package JSON. Whenever I run, I need to replicate to be able to run scripts. Discussions about this new feature is being held. Let's see if this feature has been released. Workflow to working with subcommands across workspaces. Is it done? Add run script workspaces. Seems like. Oh, this is just forked. So I don't really know if this has been released. Open. Okay, not sure if that has been released. It's not in this. It's not in this, though. So probably not released. Does he have anything to say, or she? Does not look like it. Is there I love it when these blog posts have like a repo. I can look at a repo, I guess is the word in English, but sometimes they don't. Like I really like it when you can just click on the repo and then see their example instead of having to actually read the blog post. So that's a tip if you ever write blog posts, and a tip to myself if I'm ever going to write a blog post on this. But I think we're just going to call it quits here because we managed to get it working. Actually, so we haven't updated the scripts yet, but I have the example, my example Gatsby site. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, so I think we're gonna call it a quits here. We actually managed to move from Yarn Workspaces to npm workspaces, a tiny step. So I get my Gatsby example site pulling the plugin code from my local package instead of from the npm registry. So I managed to do that today by kind of removing the dependency on that package in the example Gatsby site's dependencies. Feels a little wrong. I'll have to look into this. And if you're watching this like way into the future, when I've had the time, there might be a link to a blog post below explaining how I ended up managing this whole workflow. So check that out if it's there. And if it's not, you can sign up for my newsletter or check me out on Twitter, and I'll be sure to let you know when I've figured this whole workflow out, because I am determined to become like the queen of grunt work automation this year, because I need all of this grunt work to just take care of itself so I can focus on actually delivering value. to whoever needs my coding services. Yeah, so that was today. Hope to see you next Sunday. We're just going to keep on doing this grunt work things. Hopefully I've had some time to look at this, so we are a little further ahead next week. My plan for next Sunday was doing semantic releases, so that releases are automated as well. So I might just do that and then kind of skip this whole Husky, blah, 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 ESLint thing that I'm trying to figure out. We'll see. But I'll hope to see you back here next week. I'm just doing this every freaking week, even if I don't really want to keep that consistency and keep up that practice. And I must say, I'm in a much better mood than I was an hour and a half ago. So thank you for following along. It's I love it. It's so much fun sitting here talking to people, talking to you while coding. I actually really enjoy it. So I hope you got something out of this. If nothing else, that, you know, we all struggle. We all have holes in our knowledge when it comes to development. Like I'm really good at some things, and there's some things I just never spent the time learning. So now is the time for me to learn these like script things that I've never done, because I've always kind of more focused on what is visible to the user. But I'm getting more and more interested in just like scripting and coding for coding's sake. So that's kind of been my path. Other people go the other way, and that is totally okay as well. We are all just trying our best. So I'm going to leave it on that note. Hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. Have a great afternoon, day, evening, whatever you have. And I'll see you back here next Sunday. Bye-bye. Oh, there was a have a nice Sunday. Got to keep that in there. Bye-bye.